Okay, concentrated liquidity market makers. I want to tell you, this is the eighth wonder of the world. And by the way, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I looked on YouTube for a video to talk about concentrated liquidity market makers. I have not found one, so this might actually be the first ever video on YouTube talking about this. This is a tremendous thing to use, a tremendous tool to use to gain yield, to exit. If you are a whale of a crypto, this is huge. And so if you want to exit a crypto in a graceful way, in a way that doesn't destroy the chart, this is a good option. And so I'm going to post this in the HeHe Premium Discord as an unlisted video, and then I'm post it elsewhere, and then I'll make it public. But here's the deal. Go to radium.io and then click on this word here, liquidity. And any crypto that already has an existing pool, it would have been created by some random person on the internet. Here's what you do. You look up that crypto. For me, I'm going to do HeHe, obviously. So I will get the contract address. Actually, with HeHe, you could type it in, but why not play it safe? I get the contract address, paste it here in the search tool, and then you see HeHe. And here is the liquidity pool that has been set up. And you can see a couple of things here. So it's a 2% pool. That means you get 2% of the fees collected, which is actually, you can see it here, volume over 24 hours. So 2% of the volume. So the more people are in this, the less individually you will collect in fees, FYI. But 2% of 58.54 over the last 24 hours is $117. And so the higher volume in the pool, the more fees you collect. You can see APR, annual percentage over the last 24 hours would be 55%. That's not, you get a 55% gain over the last 24 hours, but if you held this with this volume, with this amount of liquidity in the pool over the last 24 hours, you would have gotten, you do that 365 days a year, you'd get a 55.6% return. And so that's all you need. I do want to say there are two kinds of pools here. There's standard and concentrated. So there you can see there's standard pools here. I am not talking about a standard pool. What I am talking about is a concentrated pool. This is the one that's going to let you deposit differing amounts of whatever cryptos you are trying to deposit. So you click deposit here, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So you see these percentages here, minus 9.9% and then 10%. One is the base crypto and the other is the quote crypto. Don't worry about that. But what I do want to tell you is if you adjust this at all, what happens is you'll change the amount of whatever crypto you're going to deposit. So let me take this back down to 10%. And I want to show you what I did with HeHe in the concentrated liquidity market maker pool after I point this out. So 10% minus 9.9%. Let's see what happens here with Solana and HeHe. About an equal amount. You can see $30 worth of Solana, $33 worth of HeHe. But watch what happens if I lower this to, say, 5%. Let's see what happens here. So about 5.3%. You can see the amount of HeHe increased, but the amount of Solana did not increase. It stayed the same. And so let me now lower this. Here's what I typically do with HeHe. And when I want to deposit something in a pool, in a concentrated liquidity market maker pool at least, is I'll take this all the way to 100%. And so now you see in this pool, I'm only depositing $30 worth of Solana and $1,161 worth of HeHe. And so this is how I tend to start out with my pool, is about that ratio, which you can see down here is 2.6% Solana and 97.4% HeHe. That's how I start out in the pool. And then here's the interesting thing in terms of risk to reward. Your risk is that, let's say HeHe just goes down. The amount of Solana will go to zero, and you'll essentially just buy more HeHe. The amount of HeHe would increase, and the Solana would go down to zero. But let's say that the HeHe price rose. what you would see is that the ratio of HeHe to Solana in this pool would very much flip to where you have more Solana in the pool and you're collecting fees. And so this is the beautiful thing about this, is even if HeHe is ranging, it ranges between 0.7 of a cent and 0.8 of a cent, and it just does that forever. You will still collect the fees, and because of that, the amount of Solana and HeHe in your pool will increase. Both will increase. And so I first heard about this from somebody who did it with Solnic, not Devin, but somebody who's a part of Solnic. And he started out with like 1 Solana and 4 million Solnic tokens. And as of a few weeks ago, when he first told me about this, he was at like, I want to say it was like 20 Solana and 5 million Solnic tokens. So the Solana and the Solnic both increased. Don't quote me on that, on the numbers exactly, but I do remember here, like from what he showed me, the Solana and the Solnic increased. So that is a possibility that could happen with this pool. Now let me show you what I have set up here. And for this, you click on portfolio. So portfolio. And you can see I already have HeHe pool set up. So here's the range, 0.000001 to 54,333. And let me click on this, and you can see the current price is 30,824.45 HeHe per SOL. As long as this pool, the price of HeHe is within 0.00001 to 54,000, this pool will continue to run. If it doesn't, that means there's pretty much a 0% chance it's going to break to the downside. That would mean that the cost of HeHe, one HeHe is more than 1 SOL, much more than 1 Solana. But if HeHe were to dump, if we were to cut more than half and go to 60,000 HeHe per SOL, then the amount of Solana in the pool would go to 0, and I would just have more HeHe tokens. And so you can see right now I have 13 Solana. That's about $2,800 worth of Solana, and I have 1.6 million. I believe the number that I started out with in this was a little over 2 million HeHe, but it was about one or two Solana. I don't remember. I think it was 2 Solana. And so the price of HeHe has risen. The amount of Solana in the pool has risen. And you can see my pending yield. This is from last Thursday, from the day that I'm making this video. I've made $83.87 in yield since last Thursday. This is a Monday that I'm making this video. So since last Thursday, I made $83.87 off of what is now a $14,398 investment. When I first put this in the pool, it was more like $9,800 or something like that. But the price of HeHe and Solana have both risen since then. So that's pretty neat. And as the volume of HeHe increases, as the price increases, as volume increases, I'll collect more fees. As the price increases, there will be more Solana, unless Solana increases more than HeHe, which is very unlikely. But the big thing that you need to remember as you are trying to set this up is simply this. Again, concentrated pool. Search for the contract address or just type in HeHe or whatever crypto. You could do this with any crypto, any Solana crypto in existence. You look up HeHe, there's one pool in existence, click deposit, and then make sure you just have the range set. For me, I go all the way to 100%. I'm not going to do that again. And then like 5% on the Solana side so that I can deposit a lot more HeHe than Solana. So you create position and you're in. Pretty simple, but if you had never even heard of something like this, then it might not be as simple. But like I said, there's lots of options. I mean, let me look up some random crypto here. Pengu, you're not going to get much for Pengu. I'm sure there's a lot of TVL in there. So let me look up How about I look up Fat Cat? I don't know if Fat Cat is actually going to show up here. No, it's not. Never mind. How about I look up? I'll look up Opus. That's one that I have on another account. Opus. So you can see Solana Opus 2%, and you can see $159,000 is locked in there, but $168,000 in volume. And between, out of the $159,000 locked in, you get $3,371 in fees collected. And so that's distributed based on the amount of dollars you have locked in. APR, that's, 24 hours. But this is if all things remain the same over a year, you would get a 770% return. Now, of course, all things are not going to remain the same over the year, not even a little bit close to that. So, same deal. You click on deposit, you set the range, and you're good to go. I don't have any Opus, so it wouldn't work in this wallet at least. So it wouldn't work. Let me know in the comment section of this video. Let me know if you have any questions. I think it should be pretty easy to implement. And again, you can do this with any Solana crypto. But if I wasn't clear at all, just let me know, and maybe I'll make some follow-up content to be a little bit more clear on this. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day, great rest of your week. I will see you in another video. Peace.